Hey everyone, Real World Gamers here with our first look at Mortal Kombat X. It'll take a few minutes just to go over our first impressions of the game. There are a few different options within Mortal Kombat. You've got single player, local play, online, faction, crypt. We'll take a look at those later. First we're going to take a look at single player and the options that are in there. You do have campaign mode, a single fight mode, training, and a test your luck mode. We're going to take a look at story mode first here. So this is Mortal Kombat, so kiddos, close your eyes. So single player, you are going to see that it is mostly a cinematic experience, which is kind of what you expect from a fighting game where there's not a lot of variety. In true Mortal Kombat style, it is crazy violent. And a lot of single player you're going to see there is QTEs built in to kind of make it an interactive cinematic experience. And then you will also come into the fight modes where you will have a character that is not of your choosing going up against another character not of your choosing. Kind of ties into the story. There is a lot obviously going on with controls with Mortal Kombat. It's going to take a long time to get used to. Strongly suggest doing the training mode so you can at least get a basic understanding of what's going on. Otherwise you're just going to pretty much get beat up a lot. Although in single player it's not so too difficult. You can survive even without knowing anything. Once you get in and you start learning some more modes and learning some more moves, I should say, you will get to do pretty awesome things like this. It's an X-ray move, which causes a ton of damage. Can be a game ender, round ender. And then, once you get even more involved, if you go into non-campaign mode, once you get into the final round, you get to do a fatality. And like I said, there's a lot of different combos in here, and it's going to take a long time to memorize them. So you can see me here trying to figure out what the combo is to finish him. And you have to be in the exact right spot in order to do a lot of combos. So that does take some getting used to as well. You can see I finally landed it, and no more face for Sub-Zero. So other options, you have a tower mode, which is basically just fighting through round after round of different enemies. Within tower mode, there's a few different options. You've got classic, which is just straight up fighting. And then you have the test your luck mode, which kind of throws in a bunch of different random environmental factors. Test your might is just basically fighting, or not even fighting, you're just breaking items with button mashing. And then endless and survivor, as you can guess, are just non-stopping modes where you're just fighting through round after round of guys and it doesn't quit. Then you have two-player mode, which is your standard local play, which I think is probably the most fun way to play Mortal Kombat. It's always fun having your buddy sitting next to you and you guys are just mashing away trying to beat each other up. So if you have that, I think that's probably the most fun way to play the game so far. There's an interesting community factor that they've built into Mortal Kombat called Faction War, where you choose a faction when you first start the game, and as you earn XP and complete objectives, you will gain XP towards your faction, which when your faction, at the end of a predetermined amount of time, if your faction has the most points, you get unlockables. Just a little way to tie in the community. Overall for this game, I would say it's, I don't know, just an interesting way to tie in the community. And lastly, you have Crypt mode, which is where you will earn coins throughout your time playing Mortal Kombat, and this is where you can go spend that currency. You get unlockables like you'll see here in a minute. You kind of just walk around this crypt and you'll find random things that appear that you can use. Otherwise, you can spend your points to unlock players or characters, skins, fatalities, that sort of thing. So our first thoughts on this game, it does take a lot to get used to. It's your typical fighting game. It is pretty engrossing, a lot of fun. But like I said, training mode is definitely where you're going to want to spend some time so you just don't get annihilated going into online player. But with the amount of modes and options, it does keep you pretty entertained for a while. Here's that unlockable that we get in crypt mode. So stay tuned for our full review. We'll hopefully have that for you guys coming here at the end of the weekend. Otherwise, we will see you later.